Alright guys, I got my 95 Wrangler here. I'm going to be replacing the front lights, take out these sealed beams and put in some H4 bulbs. Basically I'll have to replace this whole unit, and then on the inside there'll be a secondary bulb that I can actually pull in and out rather than replace the whole glass unit. I picked up these Anzo lights. They're made in USA. You can get them over at O'Reilly's. No, they didn't come on with the angry eyes. I actually had to paint that on. But these come with, they're sold separately, but they come with the actual bulb inside and a rubber fitting for waterproofing them. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to actually have two videos, so you can check out my other video. After I get these lights installed, I'm going to be installing some HID bulbs in these. They got the bulbs and the transformers all in one. This was a $30 kit that I got off Amazon. These were like 20 bucks a piece. So what we're going to be doing today is removing the stock light and replacing it with these guys. So let's get the tools out and get going. Alright guys, so we're going to start by removing these 4 screws. They're Phillips on both sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll remove this bezel, and then there'll be some screws holding on the actual light. So once we have those screws out, you can go and just pop the bezels out. Okay. And then you're going to want to get into these Phillips screws. It's hard to see, but there's one at the bottom on both sides, and then there's one at the top. Two at the top. The middle one is actually an adjusting screw, and the 2 outer ones are the ones that's going to hold the light on. Alright, so once you get that bezel out, the whole light assembly will actually come forward. You can actually unplug the light from the front side. So I'll go ahead and remove that, and then we'll plug the new light in, just slide it in place. So one thing I want to mention is with these bulbs, you do not want to touch the glass itself, because the oil on your fingers will actually make the glass burst. It could take an hour, it could take 5 minutes, it could even take a week, but eventually these will burst and they won't last. So in any case, with this kit, it's not a problem. This bulb is already installed. You don't have to worry about it, but if you need to replace your bulb at any time, do not touch that glass, okay? So I don't know if you can see it. Definitely the passenger side is brighter than the driver's side. One thing to note, you want to get all 4 of these in before you tighten them up. The reason being is so if this thing's off by a little bit, those won't line up. It'll make your life so much easier. The other thing is, this dust collector won't fit, or excuse me, dust boot won't fit without doing heavy modification to your light housing. What I'm going to need to do is make these dust covers fit back there. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get it all working. I'm probably gonna go over these sleeves, and maybe I'll bend them back. We'll see here in a few minutes what needs to happen. So to get that boot, the dust collector boot, or a dust shield boot, I guess, you gotta take these tabs off, because what happens is these things won't go deep enough in. In order to do that, you can take them off or bend them. I'm going to try bending them. There's a spring in here. The spring is holding on the bottom corner. So all you got to do is pull that, and then the top and the side will just slide out. Okay? So that's what I did here. I'm going to try bending it and see if it fits. Guys, so I went ahead and cut those tabs off on the inside of the both light buckets. The reason being is it made it easier to get that rubber in and out, and also to install this back in. So as you can see there, no tabs on it. Just used a cutoff wheel and then ground it down and filed it so there's no rough edges. So in order to get this dust boot on, I actually had to cut this lip probably about 3/8 of an inch to a 1/2 an inch lower. What I wound up doing was leaving about 1/8 of an inch on the inside. And the way I did it is I turned this thing inside out. So I turned it inside out and then I just trimmed it off to leave about 1/8 of an inch right there. Okay, and what this allows you to do, it allows you to plug this plug in without it being loose or want to come off. So let me show you with it on. Alright, so what that does for you is allows you to put this connector in all the way so it's not loose. So once the lights are tested on both high beam and low beam, you can go and put your trim piece back in and then you'll be done. Stay tuned, and I will be showing you how to put HID lights into these guys. They have the H4 connection. That's the reason why I converted these to H4s. Alright, thanks guys for watching. See you on the next one. There it is. Like I said before, it's hard to tell during the day, but they are brighter.